Finally. Mr. Chairman and respectful committee members, my name is Chen Tu. I'm the Director of Advocacy of Maryland Chinese American Network, MDCAN, a nonpartisan issue-based community group for immigrant Chinese American in Maryland. I actually came to the state of Maryland in 1995 on 2 years graduate school fellowship from University of Maryland at College Park. For that, I'm very grateful. State of Maryland gave me the scholarship and make me the person I am today. I'm running a small business, employ U.S. citizens and legal immigrants. And we actually have probably around 15 people here. This is probably the first time you guys see so many Asian Americans coming here because the community is really feels strong about this. And I personally witnessed the voting of CB9 at Howard County and see how divisive the bill actually caused the community to be. Honestly, my objective is I don't want to see the bill. You know, just keep as is. But when the bill comes out, I feel like I have to come here to tell the lawmakers what community think about it and what I am think about it. I am myself is a political moderate. I don't want to pick any parties. I don't want, like, I see both arguments on both sides. I'm running a business, but this one, I feel like I want to come here to tell you that this is about rule of law. I came to this country because this country is built upon that. I want my kids also to grow up. I have 2 kids in the country that is based on rule of law. The rule of law provides us the competitiveness in this world. And right now we have the competition is so fierce. We want to make sure that United States of America stay on top of the world for more and more generations to come. That was the reason. So, and also I want to thank the people who actually came here for the bill. They actually, their work and passion keep the racism in check. Finally, I want to wrap up by President Bill Clinton's stated on this issue. We're a nation of immigrants, but we're also a nation of laws. It was wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit this kind of abuse in our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it. Thank you.
Okay. I apologize. Xin Yi.
Sorry, I had to read off the phone because I just wrote it. All right. So I'm here to express my opinions. Senator Lee and Mr. Lam may have tried to tell you that they represent all the Asian Americans, but I'm here to tell you that they do not represent all of us. As a matter of fact, almost all the Chinese, Korean, and Indian Americans I've spoken to, they are against the idea of sanctuary for illegal immigrants. Although I'm an Asian American, but I'm American first. The United States is a nation of immigrants. It's also, United States is a nation of immigrants, but most importantly, it's a nation of law and order. As Senator Hugh has pointed out, that the bill has so many problems and jeopardizes our current police policies to have proper cooperation with federal government in order to apprehend the criminal suspects and gang members. What this bill seems to be suggesting is that if our police officer has come across an undocumented criminal, they shall let them go. They shall not let anyone know, especially not federal enforcement. Let them magically figure out somehow that there's an illegal alien in our state. But doesn't that suggest that ICE should come crack down on our community? Because that is the only way for them to figure out if they don't have the help of our local police officers to filter the criminals from the general population. I want to ask the councilman from the South Baltimore, that came before me to provide his testimony, isn't Baltimore already a sanctuary city? Why are you still having problems with your undocumented community? Don't you see what this kind of bill does? This does not shield your community from federal enforcement, it just invites them. In addition, because your sanctuary status, it also invites MS-13 that preys on the undocumented immigrants. And then you prevent your police officers from detaining them. Don't you see how ridiculous that is? That is why I'm against this bill. Thank you.
Okay. You have a question from Senator Norman.
Prior to these two votes,
Yeah.
gentlemen, I'd like to thank you guys both for hanging out so late with us. It's important that we get your perspective on this
Absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah, no, thank you all. Everybody in the audience, we'll just do one big thank you all for staying with us very late. It's 9:40 and
Although we respectfully disagree on this, we appreciate you. Where do you live now?
I live in Montgomery County.
You live in Montgomery County? Okay, thank
I
you.
live in Howard County, so.
okay. All right. Next, Hongling Zhao.
Hi, good evening. My name is Hongling Zhou. I came to Maryland 18 years ago to pursue my PhD at Johns Hopkins University. By the time I finished my doctoral program, my husband and I have fallen in love with the area. We decided to make Maryland our home. Our children were born here. They are now students at Howard County Public School. We felt welcomed and included in our schools and our communities. I'm here today to testify against SBA 35. I'm an immigrant from China. I became a proud U.S. citizen after 14 years waiting in line. It was not easy, but we did it with dignity. Recently, 2 Howard County Council members proposed a bill known as CB9 to make Howard County a sanctuary county. Dr. Ball explained on media interviews that CB9 is intended to address concerns of foreign-born residents in Howard County. I told Dr. Ball at CB9 hearing, and I would like to tell the committee today that CB9 and SBA 35 not only does not address any of my concerns, but also created feelings of uncertainty and anxiety among many people around me. Whether we are white, black, brown, we are all Americans first and foremost. Everybody should follow the law of the land. Nobody should be above the law. I personally know a few undocumented immigrants. My husband and I have given materialistic and logistical help to these families. One lady in particular connected with me on personal level. She cares deeply about her children's education, and the topic often comes up in our conversations. I respect her for that. I informed her that the Howard County Public School has a pre-K program made available first to students with disadvantaged economic status, and helped her to enroll her then 4-year-old daughter in the program. Through this experience, I observed what these families really need are social, health, and educational services, which SBA 35 fails to mention, and these resources and benefits were already made available for undocumented residents.
Michelle, do
Yes.
you have a copy of your written testimony that you could provide for the committee?
Yes, I did. I submitted 16 copies, but I made some modifications after I heard testimonies here today. I can send you my current version.
That'd be great. We'd
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
All
and
right.
thanks for hanging with us.
Okay, I urge you to vote against SBA 35.
I think we got that part.
Good night.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Jining Yang. Okay.
Good evening, Chairman and other senators. Thank you very much for staying here for a long day to hear the public opinion from different sides. Now I realize that it's really not an easy job, so I appreciate your patience. My name is Xining Yang. I have been living in Maryland for 8 years and settled down in Howard, agricultural city of Howard County, the home of many immigrants. And this is my first time to Annapolis. And it turned out to be my testimony on a political view. So anyway, great experience, a unique tour. As reflected by a number of sentences starting with the prohibit proposed by the bill, it can be anticipated that this bill will place hurdles on the practice of our current state law enforcement in reality. The bill is similar to the laws or policies adopted by some other sanctuary cities, which impair the coordination between the federal and the state law enforcement forces, and that therefore reduce the efficiency of officers to protect the public from criminal activities. So first, I want to remind you the case of Kate Stano. I'm sure you heard about it. A young lady with her beautiful life suddenly stopped by a tragedy which could have been avoided. In San Francisco on July of 2015, an illegal immigrant in possession of a stolen handgun shot and killed Kate in front of her father on Pier 14, a popular tourist location. So the criminal has been deported 5 times previously and had 7 felony convictions at the time of shooting. So prior to this, the San Francisco Police Department had received a request from ICE to hold the illegal immigrant for ICE to pick up. But the San Francisco Police Department, because of designation of San Francisco as a sanctuary city, they refused to cooperate with ICE, and the criminal was left free to go. So on July the 1st of 2015, with a firearm acquired illegally, this criminal shot and killed Kate. This is a straight line from the sanctuary law to the shooting death of Kate. So if this bill became law, what happened on Pier 14 in San Francisco could happen at the Columbia Mall of Howard County, the inner harbor of Baltimore, and the main street of Annapolis. That must not be allowed. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for your testimony. All right, Susie B. She's gone? Okay. John Lau. All right. Sheriff Lewis. I don't think I see Sheriff Lewis here. Sheriff DeWeese, too? What's going on? Sheriff Jenkins.
Good evening again. Hopefully good night, I guess, when I'm through. You're not going to wear me out on this, hanging into last. But in the essence of saving time for everybody, I'm certainly here in opposition to this bill, and I can make the same arguments I made in support of Senator Huff's bill. But I do want to say one thing. The Maryland Sheriff's Association, which consists of 24 sheriffs across the state of Maryland, have unanimous, basically a vote last week, have taken a position in opposition to this bill. Very frankly, we think it's a terrible bill. One of the reasons is, and one of the points I really do want to make, it takes away of the authority or the discretion of any law enforcement official, any chief, or any sheriff to make a decision to enforce the laws that they feel best in their community. So I'll let it go at that, and again, let you know that all the sheriffs are in opposition. I'll extend you one offer, and I think this will, if you're interested, I would love to have you folks as a group up to the Frederick County Sheriff's Office Detention Center to see our program. The doors are open. I'll make that offer to you. I've had the Human Relations Commission in. I make the doors open for everybody. Anytime you're welcome. Senator Huff, I'll certainly set it up for you. So I'll extend that invitation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Before you go,
yes, sir.
I do have a question. I mean, there's obviously a lot in this bill,
yes,
but I wanted to focus on just a couple things. Because, again, as to the program that Frederick County has,
yes,
and I guess, I don't remember,
Hartford
has as well, I wouldn't have thought that it was allowed to do what it says on page 4, which is stop, arrest, search, or detain an individual to investigate a suspected immigration violation, or 2, to inquire about immigration or citizenship status or place of birth of an arrestee or victim of crime. Okay. I just want to focus on that, on that section.
All right.
I assume that my law enforcement is not allowed to do that. They can't just stop somebody on the street to inquire about those things. That's correct, right?
That's correct. Can I explain one thing?
Can you? I mean, can your folks in
County?
Frederick County?
No, we don't. We can. Let me explain what you're, I don't know what you're reading from there.
It's just a bill. It's the bill. It says, it's on, I'm sorry, if you, it's, I mean, there's a lot in this bill. Some of it is out, but let me, but this one stuck out at me just because of, I think most people would agree, in fact, I doubt anybody would disagree, that that should not be permitted, that a law enforcement officer should not allow. I didn't think that you were allowed to. And my only real question was, does anything about the, whatever it's, what's that,
287G?
287G program permit you to do things like that?
No, it does not. It does not. Under the old task force model, which is now gone by the wayside, yes, a task force officer could do that under the supervision of ICE. That no longer exists. Our operation is in the jail only, nothing on the street. Everything is done after the arrest of the individual. There is no inquiry made on the street whatsoever. We can't do it, we don't do it.
What's that? Okay.
Jail only, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for sticking with us. All right. Greg Soon. All right. Zhaning Zhang. All right. Jiayu Zhang.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your attention. So my name is Alex Jiayu Zhang. So I have been in this country for about 16 years, and my 3 kids were born in this country. And I really love this country. That's why I'm here to testify. So I'm opposing this bill. My friends and I have an American dream, not only because this country is very rich, but also because this country represents the core value we embrace. I can tell you that there might be some other country which is richer than this country, but I will never go. Law and order is a cornerstone of American value and the American dream. Different people have different cultural background, different race, different religions, different moral standards, but law and order is where they can stand together and work together, but not to harm each other, but not to make this country a mess. That's my understanding. I think this is just common sense. Everybody should realize American dream only in a legal manner. Most people dream about fortune, but we will never encourage people to rob banks. I think this is also common sense. So this bill is against the spirit of law and order. It makes it impossible to carry out the laws about immigration by prohibiting law enforcement agents to take necessary actions. If we cannot enforce laws of immigration, it opens a door of despising the law and order, and it also opens the door to endanger the law enforcement agent. They are protecting us. Why should we endanger them? If we think the law of immigrations are not perfect, we can improve it step by step. However, we have to enforce status quo laws. Some people warned me about the Chinese Exclusion Act and also warned me about the camp of the Japanese in World War II. But these are in the past. They are not valid now. So what is this bill trying to boycott? What is this bill trying to fight against? I don't know what's the immigration law this bill is trying to fight against. That's why I think I have to come here to testify. I spent 3 hours to write this draft, and I spent the whole day to come here. I also drive one hour to come here, and my 2 kids need me to pick them up after school. But I think this is worthwhile to fight. Thank you.